Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today's video we're going to be talking about like autism, and we're going to be talking about like understanding as well. I think this is a really important subject that we should talk about, especially if you are in the your son or daughter in the bracket of non-verbal or pre like say verbal, and even like what was it selected muting and stuff like that. We'll talk about that maybe in another video. Selective muting, I think that's an interesting topic like in itself. So I'm going to be talking about like understanding like what our kids. I'm just going to do up the window because it's there you go, that's a bit better. So basically over the last kind of like few months we have seen Matthew really kind of like come into his own, and this has always happened, but what I mean by that is that his understanding is getting so much more better. Like, I think it's because he's at school now and he's older, and of course children will do this, so naturally my daughter is, but where Matthew is where my daughter was maybe kind of like a couple years ago. He's more interested in things now. Like he will look, say up things, he will play, yes, on his own, but it's like he will get a book and he'd be quite happy to look at that book. Who knows, he might even be able to read. I'm not too sure, but he will look at the books and quite intense and that. I tried reading with him. That's not something that he's into at the moment. He will want to have a look at the book on his own and the pictures and stuff. So I don't know, was it? But if you say to him, Matthew, come, like he will actually come. Like sometimes it depends. I think it depends on what he's actually doing at the time. So if he's watching TV, it's really hard to get his attention. Like you do have to use like a physical prompt, so, or use something like a visual, like his coat or something, or show him the keys or something like that, to actually get him to understand. But other times you will say to him, Matthew, we're going out, and so he will look at you and go to like the door and that. But often or not, like if he sees me put my coat on and then get his kind of like a jacket, if I get his jacket, he knows that he's going out and that. But I do reckon that he understands like everything that you say. So it's really, really interesting, because it's kind of like, I was listening to a podcast and they were saying the same thing, like Daisy and Me, it's called, and basically she's non-verbal in that, and if you listen to the podcast, I will link it down below, and literally she was able to speak I think like 8 to 20 words or something, and she was reading books and stuff, looking at books, and but then like the autism came, and then she went kind of backwards, and it's called aggressive like autism, and that's where they are doing stuff but then they go backwards and that. And I think that must be really, really hard. I mean, Matthew has always been non-verbal. Now, because I've worked with children and adults with autism who are non-verbal, I know that a lot of like the adults who were still non-verbal, they understand a hell of a lot more than people give them credit to. I used to work at a college for like young adults with autism and learning disabilities, and it was mainly autism. And like literally there was I would say maybe more than half was kind of non-verbal, and even if they could like talk, the pre-verbal, or they may have had something like echolania, whereby they would repeat the words and that, and you do get that as well. So it's very hard sometimes for us parents to kind of think, right, once they can speak, then everything is like all good. And the thing is that they will still have like issues. They will still have frustration with communication. I'm going to do a video on communication. I might do a little video after this one, because having a speech impairment myself when I was little, I understand a hell of a lot about what it's like not being able or wanting to talk, knowing that you have words up here, but it's just getting them out. Actually, we'll talk about that now, I think, because it's communication and stuff and understanding. So I'm not autistic, and but my background and everything is around autism and stuff like that. And I got a autistic, like a son, and but when I was little, I had a speech impairment, which, looking back now, I was a very chatty child, to my family and stuff, but I would always withdraw like in when going out. Even when I could talk, I would. I think that's because of a couple of things. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to, talk to people and that. But a lot of the problems was when I could talk when I was older, like a lot older, like teenager, adult. I found that people didn't allow me to finish what I wanted to say, and that's really frustration. That's big frustration. That's like so frustrating. I just wanted to shout, "Listen! Stop your talking and listen to me!" But of course, my speech impairment then was so bad that I used to like stutter. I couldn't get my words out. I was very much careful of what I was saying, and it was really annoying, until one day I found coaching sports and leading sports sessions, and that really projected my kind of voice. One thing I will say to you now is that I felt, and I probably will do another video on this purely about this, but I felt trapped inside my head when I was really little. And even when I could talk properly and that, I still had that low confidence because of what happened in my childhood, and that was kids bullying me and stuff like that, teachers as well, thinking that I was lazy, because with my speech impairment came my a dyslexia when I was diagnosed at 29, believe it or not. And it was so frustrating. So I spent all my life, I think now I'm in, since meeting my husband, Darren, having kids and that, I feel like now is I'm loving life. I can do anything that I want. But back when I was little, and even into my early 20s and stuff, I just felt a little bit kind of not very confident, and I felt trapped inside. I felt that no one would listen, no one would care what I had to say, and that was really hard. So what I want you to do is that if you have a child with a speech impairment or a child with autism and they have communication difficulty, which even if they can speak, they'll probably have difficulty in sometimes understanding like the words that we say. The funny kind of things that we say, like the drinks are on top of the house and stuff like that. Really bizarre things that we think are normal, but to a autistic person, it's just weird, because I can understand a little bit, because I do think we should speak the things that we really want to say, but of course the world is not like that. Some children and some adults, I'm getting hot now, will think that you are being rude and stuff like that. So, or no, you're just being like a bit harsh about your words and that. And that's true. And we got to teach about, social rules and stuff like that. But no, like for Matthew, his communication is getting so much more better. But I do feel that I don't want him to feel trapped like I did. And it's really hard for me, because I understand, like, you having all these thoughts in your head and you want to get it out. But with me, I could speak some words, and I could put sentences together and stuff. And I was always listening to people, the words that would be coming out. I would look at their mouths and stuff, and I've seen this in Matthew as well. And so the faster people spoke, I found it really hard. I don't now. I mean, even I speak too fast sometimes. But I've learned to do that. Some adults with autism who are high functioning will learn to do that. It's called mastering, so being a part of, a society, the social rules, and what we need to do. And there's so many people with high functioning autism out there, not even diagnosed, that are having issues with mental health. Maybe they've been bullied, or maybe they're having difficulty in like relationships and stuff like that, because relationships can be so hard, and that even if you haven't got autism, so I think that, I don't know whether Matthew will have relationship as in a getting married, and that's another topic that is on like the agenda to talk about maybe in the future, and getting some like of you guys in the community to talk about. How do you feel about I probably, like Rebecca, may get married. It's up to her. She certainly got that capability of doing it, and she understands about she's already talking that she wants to I want to get married, I want a big birthday cake. It's a normal things to say as a kid, as a girl, in that. So, and she likes princesses and stuff like that. And Matthew, he's just like not into it. So what I would say about communication is keep it simple. If you got a non-verbal child, keep it simple. We communicate with Matthew sometimes like I'm talking to you now, but then other times I notice that he's getting overwhelmed, he's getting a bit too overwhelmed, and that can be a issue for him. But at the same time, that's just life as well. So he does understand a lot of things that we say to him, and even Saul has said that his understanding is getting much more better, and that, so we are so happy with that. So I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I will try to do more videos as it comes. I'm very, very busy at the moment trying to get my Funky Kids active up and running. I've got a group on Facebook, but it's only open to local people. So if you are in Oxfordshire and you've got a child with additional needs, autism or a learning disability, then you can actually pop along to Funky Kids Active. You can find that on say Facebook, but that's only open to people in Oxfordshire, and also Bucks, so Buckinghamshire and Brackley as well. Anyway guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Let me know what you would like to talk about next. Take care. Bye for now.